Righto, here we are. We're 1 point down. How much have you got left now to run this out like your life depends on it? And it's a game of moments, but we've just got to keep working as hard as we possibly can. Are you ready to go? Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Taking a moment in a game of footy, yeah, moments do have the potential to affect games and then the season afterwards.
Yeah, our journey's been highs and lows, obviously, of every football team.
The club's really proud of being able to say that we were a part of that inaugural season. We've been lucky enough to be involved in a fair few grand finals along the way. It's never fun losing a grand final.
The Western Bulldogs are the champions!
It's gut-wrenching and hurts when you don't get the result on the day.
Sweet redemption! The Brisbane Lions are queens of the jungle!
There was a sense of relief to win the grand final in 2021.
21, there's a real strength about our group mentally to be able to put up with anything and get on with the job.
I look back at that first season and I think I was a bit naive.
I did not realise how hard it is to make a grand final. I'd played 1 year, COVID cancelled it. The next year I won a flag.
Here I am thinking, oh, dynasty, this is going to happen all the time. Quickly, you learn that's not the case.
Watching the premiership in 2021 was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, I guess, in my football journey. In 2021, round 4, I did my ACL against Adelaide and then did all my rehab. And I was just so excited just to be back playing footy. And in 2022, first 5 minutes against Freo, just go down again. And I knew straight away, I could still hear the sound sometimes. There's definitely those days where you're like, oh, will I ever get back to playing?
The 2022 grand final, now that was rough. Knowing that the D's beat us on home soil was just gut-wrenching.
I pretty much ruptured my PCL in the second quarter. I just remember looking around at the group. Everybody looked just defeated and you could tell that we weren't really in the right mindset to be able to play that game out. I could have been better in those big moments and not getting sucked into my own head. I know I got injured, but I had a role to play for the team and I probably didn't do that as well as I could.
I remember I was on the bench and you could watch the clock count down and you know you're losing and the ball's down the other end and it's 6 seconds to go and you've just had this realisation that we've just lost. In front of your friends, in front of your family, that was a real low.
And Melbourne are AFLW premiers for the first time!
It's going to be something you have to carry for a little while and it's going to burn for a little while.
I was just so sad after we lost that game because I couldn't do anything to help either as well. So I think it was a hard moment. Just seeing their faces just motivated me more for the next year to come.
In 2023, we lost Greta Bodie, we lost Emily Bates and Jessie Wardlaw. You didn't know what to think. We then had to step up and show the younger girls how we do things. We were now the voice.
Everyone came together and we're like, righto, where do we go from here? So 2023 off-season was just hell for leather. We just went nuts.
The home and away season, it was a strange one.
In one word, roller coaster. I remember losing round 1 and it was like, all right, girls, buckle up, here we go.
Footy is all about ups and downs. So some games we were at our absolute peak and some days we were not.
We were able to beat some of the top teams, but then we also lost to some of the teams that finished in the bottom 10. So we didn't know where we were going to sit.
We finished 4th on the ladder. We had 7 wins, 3 losses, and then we were just so excited to begin the final series.
Yeah, wow. Both finals games was unbelievable.
The final series was nerve-wracking.
Oh, best games of footy I've been a part of. I love playing Adelaide. We play so similar.
It was a hard game. All these finals are they're based on little moments, whether it's a mark, a tackle, or even just pressuring.
Yeah, that was such a close game.
The Lions secure a home preliminary final!
Geelong, probably one of my favourite games of footy.
That was a tough game. Didn't ever feel like we had them.
And Brisbane march to a 5th AFLW Grand Final in an epic.
To have that relief at the end of that game was like, we're going to another grand final. I was like, how good.
After the prelim, I was so emotional, and I think it's because I knew that if we got to a grand final, we were going to win it.
I was still just in so much shock. Like, I actually just couldn't believe that I was going to go into a grand final.
I went down in the third. I go to tackle and I drop at the hips and my leg just sort of like twists inwards. I literally thought, I'm done. The worst case scenario pops into my mind. So I'm bawling on the bench.
When Dakota went down in the prelim, the physios had that look on their face that told you it was pretty serious.
The next day I went and got a scan done. And then Doc calls me and he goes, it's all right. You've just torn your meniscus. It'll be a bit painful, but structurally you're fine.
Welcome to Icon Park in Melbourne, the Brisbane Lions and the Kangaroos. It is a sellout.
Going into another grand final, it was just excitement and a combination of nerves, uncertainty.
I think there was about 12,000 people there. Obviously, there were more North Melbourne than Brisbane.
I think every single football fan, if not from Brisbane, is getting behind the North Melbourne team today.
We run through the race, got our little cheer squad when we run out, and then North run out. Oh, the whole place lights up, and I just can't help but smile because I'm like, I'm going to pretend that these cheers are for us.
Playing in my first grand final, obviously I've watched a couple as well. So yeah, I was just trying to take in all the moments and it's pretty surreal.
You work so hard for these moments, and yeah, we just had one more to go.
So the road to the AFLW premiership ends here.
First bounce, game on, here we go.
Brisbane, the perennial contenders. North Melbourne, the newcomers. 4 quarters for football history.
It was hectic. It was so intense.
Chip over the top. Going back with courage with Smith, and she wears the contact from Randall.
Taylor Smith comes back with a flight and gets in the way of one of their leading forwards and cops a knee in the back for her troubles.
That is a gutsy effort and just showed us that we are ready to play.
And it was actually about 15 minutes before anyone scored.
She'll wind up from 45. Makes great contact. Opening goal of the grand final to Jasmine Garner. Tight and tough opening term to be expected. 2 watertight defences.
Going into quarter time, we were scoreless.
When you put in all that amount of effort and not being able to get any reward on the scoreboard, it is a little bit deflating.
Play's not coming to us like we think it's coming to us, right? So we've got to come to it.
Yeah, one thing about our team, they're prepared to hang in there.
Mullins throws it beautifully, snaps it over her left shoulder to the top of the square, 2 on 2. Bouncing ball, don't tell me! A fortuitous goal for Mullins.
Jazzy Garner has stretched the margin. North Melbourne are away.
She's kicked their 2 goals.
Don't really have any other option for her, do we?
Bre Koenen.
Getting put on Jazz Garner, I've played on her before and she is really hard to play on. I think to stop her from scoring the rest of the game, that's obviously pretty massive.
Which way will the ball come out? Ruby, Spark, passing it to Anderson. Turning the corner, Anderson on her left, has Hampson unopposed.
As Hampson's on her way in now, she's hit that beautifully. She's got her first for the afternoon.
As the siren sounds for half-time in a game that's been goal for goal.
Half-time, I vividly remember going in going, we're on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
When we had it locked in our front half there before, what did it look like? Pressure. They could not get out. They couldn't get out. Okay, we need to just keep powering away here because it's going to be a moment's type of day, I reckon. Look at each other in the eye. What are you prepared to do? Whatever it takes to get this job done. We're 1 point down, right? At halftime of the granny, right? What does your day look like? Let's go.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall, thinking about him saying that.
That gives me goosebumps because he's not about getting 30 touches. He's just about every individual just putting their heart and soul into it, and I genuinely felt that's what everyone did.
Mate, it'll be one of those days.
It's all right, I know.
It'll land in your lap before you know it.
2 quarters to decide the 2023 AFLW Grand Final.
Just 1 point separates the sides at halftime.
The third quarter, we were on.
Koenen backing back into the contest, takes a courageous mark.
It looked like we were on top and right up in the grill of the opposition.
It was just pressure.
Look at those tackle numbers, both teams on track for around about the 100 mark.
We're a team that enjoys pressuring the opposition, so we're really pleased that we're able to get as high a number of tackles as we did.
Gets the shepherd, but Hodder has it wrapped up. And Conway with a secondary tackle. Wonderful pressure work by the Lions.
13 or 4 tackles this quarter.
That one Sophie did, that was so good because I actually lost the clearance on Mia King, and then Sophie's come through and just body slammed.
King gets crushed in a tackle from Conway.
That's a moment. Still out. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, gotcha.
All kicked that goal, I think I kind of took it as like a momentum shift for us.
All right, Dwyer to put Brisbane in front, and she has.
We only kicked the 1 goal, I think, for the quarter, and then they kicked the last 2 against the flow a bit.
Floats to the pocket.
And that can be energy sapping and, you know, a little bit gut-wrenching when you've done all the work and the opposition still go back and kick a couple.
From almost directly in front to stretch the margin for the Roos. They've got 2 in a hurry north, margin to 7.
We turn for home in the 2023 AFLW Grand Final.
We're down. We need to easily kick 3 goals, and we need to hold them pretty much to none.
Righto, here we are. So we dominated a fair chunk of that. Then they go back the other way and hurt us the other way, right? Okay, that's their last hurrah. How much have you got left now to run this out like your life depends on it, right? And it's a game of moments, but we've just got to keep working as hard as we possibly can.
We've come in, we're 7 points down, but everyone was up and about.
We are right in this contest, right in the contest.
I remember thinking, we are not going to lose this game.
Are you ready to go? Let's go, come on, let's go.
1 quarter to decide who gets the silverware. North by 7 points.
Fourth quarter was definitely revolved around calculated risks.
You can't afford to be wasting too much time having stoppage after stoppage. You need to take some risks and get it in any way you can to your key forwards to see what opportunities you can create.
It's gathered by Isabel Dawes, spun through the tackle with a fend-off, high ball to Davidson!
I remember taking the mark and being like, I got this. I was never nervous, went back, did my routine any other day, and I've probably never kicked the footy better in my life.
This to get the margin back to 1 point, sinks the boot in and gets the job done.
I'm watching her kick it, I'm ready to go run and celebrate because I know she's going to hit it.
And then Belle Dawes just coming up and being like, yeah! Like she's jumping on me, and then Nat comes over and Belle smacks Nat in the face. There's a funny photo of it. Nat's copped it in the chops.
Smith now goes deep inside the 50. Davidson again.
Already has 1 in this term. This for 2 and to take the lead. Brisbane are in front. Ellie Hampson, casual approach, but she puts 1 hand on the side of that cup.
Kicking my goal, the ball just spilt out to me and I just whacked it on the boot and it sailed through.
Koenen.
Yeah, I just remember all my teammates coming around me, and that last 2 minutes playing footy after that was just fun.
Bre slotted that, and that's the nail in the coffin for us. And Emma Zuki's run out as the runner. She's like, you've just won a grand final. But then you've got Tully Hickey's like, lock down, game's not done.
I'm going.
I lost it when the siren went.
The Queens of the Jungle, they reclaim their throne. The Brisbane Lions are AFLW premiers for the 2nd time.
I remember our families coming out, and then I see my mum, so I jumped up to hug her. I fully flattened her. We're on the ground. the ground. She's just squeezing me, screaming. It was just a bit of a love fest, to be honest.
To see Lil Poss win a grand final as a teammate was just a proud moment.
Lil's gone through her 2 ACLs, and I've seen the despair and devastation it causes the family. But then you've got the flip of that, where you get the perseverance.
Well done, bud. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Great job.
Thank you, Craig.
There's a few emotions for you right there.
We just shared a moment because obviously he's been there from the start as well. So he's like, yeah, I told you you'd get one and you've got one.
We did it this way! It's coming home!
Winning the best on ground. It's really nice to win those individual accolades.
Bre Koenen, Brisbane Lions.
But that sort of thing means nothing if you don't get the team result as well.
This Lions team will probably get remembered as the ones who were written off at the beginning of the year and then finding a way.
Just like strong women. Like, we work so hard, and I want people to look back and being like, they were a bloody good team. We want to inspire the next generation. Like, we've created the pathway now, and I want to look back being like, I made an impact on why the AFLW now is one of the greatest games on earth.
Up the Lions!